Welcome to the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and Dorothy Namuyomba is on sign language. And together we'll be taking you for the next 1 hour. So do sit tight and let's give you now the news in detail. In our first story tonight, the Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba has offered relief to over 70 homesteads in Mityana district who were allegedly facing eviction arising from the disagreement between the landlord and money owner. However, according to the Minister Nabakoba, there is no need to worry as the said agreement between the landlord and money lender is found not binding. Let's have a look at these details.
These are some of the residents of Kasambia A and B in Mubende district. They have lived for quite many years but in suspense on Wekula, Block 195, Plot 5, Musirandul Estate, after the owner is alleged to have leased off this land to money lender who is now threatening to evict the squatters.
Akawayo akokuna tukanyize ekyapa kino okukigulira mu myaka 7.
The land is approximately 600 acres. The contested land is home for close to 7,000 homesteads and St. Paul Kabwa Church of Uganda. According to the residents, this matter has kept them in suspense since 2016, with the landlord now playing hide and seek.
This man afraid supposed to come. You don't know your process here. We can get a yokwebula. Kuda kune receipt ze awayo.
Saba. Etakalino. Ituwewe. Ekirungi ne Dr. Kenyini landlord waffe. Agamba bwemwate musobola muyita government erisasule saagala bagoba.
Njagala okubagumya ekirungi nti tewaliwo abagoba mwe mweyongere maaso mulime emmwanyi, mulime ebitooke, mulime kasooli, mulunde ente zammwe, mulunde ebisolo byonna ebirala paka kuwulira buli teriyage.
Mr. Nabakoba tried to reach out to some of the accused individuals through making phone calls, but all in vain.
Nzirako ebyo bye mwali mutambuddeko, ebyo mwali muteesezza ne landlord, ngenda kumuyita wamu n'abakulembeze bammwe. Ngezezaako okumufuna naye nananti bamugambye olukiiko twalusazizzaamu. Ate nze ebiseera ebisinga amanyi njagala ng'omuntu waali ne mwogera naye n'abeerawo n'awuliriza ne tuwulira biki byayogera ku ebyo ebyogerwako. Mwe mwalemererwa okutuukiriza endagaano, biki ebyagaana, lwaki yasalawo okukola ebyo. Naye ebyo nja kubitegeera nga zzeewa ku ofiisi.
The meeting was attended by, among others, Mubende District Member of Parliament, Hope Grania Nakazibwe.
Mama Honorable Minister, ensonga zino bwe tuzimaliriza ne tumanya nti tumaze okwawula landlord omutuufu. Nkakasa bwe tunajja maama mu office yo okufuna mu land fund ojja kutukkiriza.
The minister also held a similar engagement in Nabingola sub-county, still in Mubende District, to iron out land-related matters. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Meanwhile, the family of the late Eria Bulime, who died in 1979, is crying foul over alleged fraudulent attempts by brokers to grab their 5 acres land. The family, through their brother Erusamu, allegedly accuses Biekunda Matete for attempting to grab their 5 acres land located at Migade village in Wakiso district. These are the details.
Family representative Erusam Kafumbirango says their father left 5 acres of land at Chadondo Block 64, Plot 4 in 1979 when they were still young. He says they have never given anyone the authority to change the title deed, but now they see new title deeds being presented by brokers.
Era obutaka buno basala olukujjukujju ne bajja bakyusa ekyapa mu ngeri y'obukumpanya akakiiko nga batondawo akakiiko akatamanyiddwa na kugombolola ekatwala ekyapa kyange nekakikwasa bekunda n'akikola mu fojari era ne kaakati ekyapa kiri mu landi ekya original.
The family claims they have already placed a caveat emptor on the original title deed at the Ministry of Lands to protect their inheritance.
Abazzukulu nina bangi n'abaana. Kifo kya family tuziika awo tuziika n'ebijja biibyo bingi. Biwerawo ebijja ebisukka mu 7. Wadda nnyo eyo wa 17.
Kubanga ebyapa bikola mu fojali. Olinga tafunye transfer, tafunye letters. Naye ate bagenda mu land ebyapa babibawa. Kubanga nabo bagamba nti bakifuna mu land ekatwebuuza nti bakifuna yongeri ki.
The matter reached the resident city commissioner's office in Nansana and Charles Luanga intervened. The meeting, also attended by the LOC chairman Mwanga Godfrey, wanted to resolve the matter.
Zizo zitambula n'okuva emabega yonna. Tetugamba nti abatunga awawa mu mutuule wabeera nga Swaliki yagula ettaka n'abeerawo ebbanga lyonna n'akozesa ettaka eryo nga tomuwawaabidde musango gwonna n'amala okufa omwami we bamuyita Swaliki Ajibulola abasinga obungi tebamanyi mu kitundu. Tumugamba bw'abeera nga Ajibulola abadde akozesa ettaka eryo n'otamuwaabi mutuule mukanyaganye n'abaana baleseewo tulabe engeri ki bwe muyinza okumalamu ensonga.
Attempts to get a comment from the RCC and the alleged land grabber, Bienkunda Matete, were unsuccessful. He avoided the cameras and quickly left the premises.
Meeting ewa RDC wane Nansana, meeting etambudde bulungi nnyo era tufunye okuwabulwa okwenjawulo. Era n'agamba nti sawa yonna agenda kujja kulokasi.
The family is struggling to protect their land and wants justice to prevail. Jamil Sekaja compiled this report for UBC News.
A section of members of the cabinet have joined the mobilizing voters across the entire country to embrace the Electoral Commission roadmap, which kicks off on Monday, 20th January 2025, that is tomorrow, with the voters registration exercise for eligible Ugandans. According to the Electoral Commission, this is the only chance left for all persons of 18 years and above to register and participate in the 2026 general elections.
Voter registration for the 2026 general elections will kick off on Monday, January 2025 across the entire country. To safeguard the support, a section of NRM party leaders and ministers have started to mobilize communities about the registration exercise.
I'm calling upon all members, all people above the age of 18 and above, all people of years 18 and above in Mityana district, Buganda and Uganda at large. Let us be vigilant this time. Let us take keen interest in following through the processes.
State Minister of Kampala Kawiicho Fatogabye addressed a meeting of NRM leaders from Nakaseke district about the exercise.
Faith, we have what we call renewal. So it is a matter of, it's a kind of renewal among ourselves, among our leaders, to awaken them, to remind them of their noble duties and cardinal roles towards our party.
Nebaza Minister Fatogabye kulwa NRM. Tikati zino enkiiko zatandise okukubamu ez'abakulembeze katuli mu kusala ntoto kulaba ekizibu kiri ekyatuwanguza ku luli kyali ki.
Enjawukana twatandika obutekkiririzaamu nga NRM. Twalina amaanyi nga tusobolera ddala okulya akalulu singa twayimirira mu bwesimbu.
Fatogabye is eyeing the slot of Nakaseke Central presentation in the 12th Parliament.
I also came to call upon them that on 20th Monday, EC, the Electoral Commission, is starting to update our register. Again, it's our duty to ensure that everyone is on a register. But at the same time, next month, again our book, the so-called yellow book, which actually the party's NRM register, which we call the Yellow Book, is also coming back. We need to update it for two reasons. Last time, what we faced here was we got wrong elements in the book, and they all went and voted. After voting, they had their slogan of voting a week so that they can defeat the weak. Now I'm telling them not to repeat the same mistake.
The Lands Minister Judith Navakova stepped forward to popularize the registration exercise.
Of voters update, voters registration, these are not many days. Let us try to give it the attention it deserves to make sure that the right people are in these registers. If there are wrong people in the registers, let us remove them. And we stand to be challenged. Let us remove them so that at the end of that day we support Electoral Commission to have what is called a credible register for the locals within that particular community.
In Kitukumu district, the Minister for Relief and Disaster Preparedness, Lydia Nabe, mobilized her community.
The Patriotic League of Uganda Secretariat has joined in the drive to mobilize Ugandans to embrace the forthcoming National Voters Registration exercise as a way of assuring a participation in the 2026 general elections. They have launched this drive from Kiliandongo district, and this comes when the Electoral Commission is due to roll out the National Voter Registration exercise starting tomorrow.
On Monday, 20th January 2025, the Independent Electoral Commission of Uganda will kick off the nationwide voter registration and update exercise for 2026 polls. Under this line, the Patriotic League of Uganda Secretariat has intensified plans to mobilize Ugandans to embrace the exercise.
Supporting NRM, kubanga NRM butufu tuje wala nnyo ate NRM erina ebirungi bingi byekoledde abavubuka
bagende bahandike nuko birobora hika kutera akalulu bagende batera akalulu habokuba abasigazi bayingi mu Ihanga bayine participating in electoral process bakola ngo bakuba abembezi bakwetaga badde tutegeeza abantu nti Patriotic League of Uganda twavaayo ne tubeera nga twegatta ku NRM okunoonyeza President Museveni akalulu. Ekyetaagisa kugenda kwewandiisa ku making sure nti n'erinnya lyo periri ku lukalala lw'abalonzi osobole okubeera ng'okola ki ng'olonda.
They have kicked off the mobilization from Kiandongo district with the youth being the largest target.
Go ensure that you are registered. I call upon the youth that this is our time. This is the time of the youth. Ensure that you are registered. You are able to vote when voting time comes. So go and check in the registrar and ensure, in the register and ensure that you are registered. And when time comes, vote for NRM, vote for PRU. We are not a political party, but we support NRM.
And in more news, the Vice President, Major Retired Jessica Alupo, joined mourners in Kamuzinda, Chanamkaka, Masaka district to see off the soul of the late Jane Francis Zalwango Musubire. At the time of her death on Tuesday, January 14th, Zalwango was the wife of Mr. Vincent Musubire, the Deputy Principal Private Secretary to the Office of the Vice President. Alupo said that since she was appointed to the Office of the Vice President, she found a number of staff who, among others, included Musubire. She said Musubire had guided her on how to handle programs in the Office of the Vice President, and she said Musubire does his work in a simple but very accurate way. On many occasions, she found him talking to junior staff in the office. She urged the staff to continue listening to his advice.
PPS, and he's still a deputy PPS. And Mr. Musubire has continued to work professionally, ethically, and expeditiously implementing all the programs in that office. I want to thank you, Mr. Bishop. He has guided me on so many issues on how to handle programs in the Office of the Vice President. I can say without any doubt that he is the closest civil servant to me in that office. I see a number of civil servants here, Reverend Father. I would like to thank them for the work they do for government, and also assure them that as political leaders, we shall always protect you and give you a conducive environment to perform your roles and responsibilities. Only I call upon you also to commit yourselves to ensure that you deliver quality services to the people of Uganda. Ensure that you beat timelines on set targets and goals. And most importantly, you observe zero tolerance to corruption. May all the resources that government extends through you to the people of Uganda reach the intended beneficiaries. Resources, especially on livelihood programs like PDM, Emioga, Women Fund, Youth Fund, Disability Grants, etc. Those are meant to raise the income levels of our people at the household level. But I want to assure you, Reverend Father, that government is working very well with the civil servants. And I want to assure the religious leaders that government will continue collaborating with you too, because of the so many corresponding projects that you implement which have synergy with those of government. Finally, I would like to call upon the people of Masaka first to thank you for supporting NRM. Mwebale ukwajira NRM. These Christians, Father, here know the advantages that the NRM government has done. We in the Catholic Church believe in life after death. So you have already said that the Holy Spirit is going to be your companion. Continue praying for Jane Francis. We continue thanking her for the good fruits that she has left in this world, which are very many, including a good work that we do in the office, because she was taking care of my deputy PP as well. So the deputy PPS was sober in the office at all times and was managing to give me appropriate guidance and advice. So we don't take that for granted. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Mwebale nyo, mwebale dala.
Nyabo tweyansiza nnyo, tweyansege n'obubaka obw'amabugo.
Relatives and friends mourning the late Nakasongola MP Margaret Komuhangi have appreciated President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's support to return her body. They were gathering at her home in Chitende to honor her. The Nakasongola MP Margaret Komuhangi recently passed away in India, where she had been flown for treatment. These are the details. We do beg your pardon. We'll bring you that story later on within the bulletin. Lubaga North and South are improving health care access with modern clinics, mobile units and ambulances for those who can't afford hospital visits. Former Lubaga South MP candidate Adam Swift believes that leaders aren't delivering essential services to people that they represent, as this report shares with us.
At a ceremony in Mutundwe Kabawo zone, Swift shared his vision for a healthier, empowered community.
The government entrusts us with the same. If the government decides to reduce its service delivery and entrusts the same to the community, especially those able-bodied ones, we shall have reduced the burden of service delivery from the government, because individuals, based on the fact that this is their own money, they follow up and are a bit strict. So
he explained that politics is failing because leaders prioritize their own interests over their constituents' needs. He expressed that true change can only come when politicians focus on delivering the services they promise to their voters. One of the central initiatives Swift is pushing for is the provision of free, high-quality health care to residents of Lubaga South. Mobile clinics and ambulances fully equipped with skilled doctors to ensure that even those in remote areas can access to medical services.
Relatives and friends mourning the late Nakasongola MP Margaret Komuhangi have appreciated President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's support to return her body. They were gathered at her home in Chitende to honor her. The Nakasongola MP Margaret Komuhangi recently passed away in India, where she had been flown for treatment. These are the details.
The body of former Nakasongola MP Margaret Komuhangi has been brought back home from India, where she passed away following multiple abdominal surgeries. Friends, relatives and colleagues, particularly those who worked with her at Parliament, gathered at her Chitende residence to mourn. The mourners appreciated President Museveni for the support to return the body.
Great work, and she was one of our conflict solvers during that time. She could not allow to hear any conflict between the members in her committee. So we want to thank God so much for her life, and we want to thank her so much for her tireless hard work and the contributions she made to this country. And I would like to encourage the family to remain strong, and the people of Nakasongola to remain strong and pray for the family so that God helps them to go through this. It's not easy, but she will make it. They will make it by God's grace, and we pray that God receives her in peace and rests her soul in eternity, because that's where we shall all.
Konna honorable yatwagayisa NRM zinali simanyi na President Museveni naye ngena NRM yokayoka mu district n'ebintu NRM byali yagadde okuimplementinga mu district honorable Komuhangi nga bwe akikola ki nga bwe akikola ebina by'abakyala sente za PDM zigenza okubeerawo zonna ng'era mirimu agikola buki agikola bulungi n'ebibiina byayo.
Legislators described the late as a vibrant leader whose contributions to the country will be missed.
Naye ate twebaza Katonda nti afiiridde Mukama waffe. Honorable Margaret abadde omuntu ayagaliza buli muntu. Abadde omuntu ayagala enkulaakulana. Honorable Margaret alese enkulaakulana sijja kugamba mu Nakasongola wabula mu Uganda yonna. Mpozi era tujja kwebaza ne Pulezidenti olw'okuba nti yatuyambyeko okulaba nti omubiri gwa Honorable guziba Uganda. Tugenda kusigala nga tumusubwa kubanga alese atulekedde abaana abato.
Mpulira okunakuwala nnyo kubanga abo abaana ffe bandibadde batuziika naye atusoose ffe tugenda okumuziika. Kale nakuwala nnyo olw'ekyo, mpulira okunakuwala mutima gwange ate n'okwebaza Katonda olw'ebyo mwana byakoze byotomusuubira kubanga abadde musajja.
The mourners included children she supported through school, hailed the late for the care and guidance. Sewukwe Jen Senga and Muzei Frank Banane, close relatives, also spoke fondly of the deceased, expressing their gratitude to President Museveni for his support throughout her illness.
Namanya Honorable Komuhangi emyaka nga 11 emabega oluvannyuma lwa mukadde wange maama okutulekawo mu nsi eno n'awumula. Honorable Komuhangi took over from then. Namperera ne malako degree yange yasooka. Mukama mwebaza nti nakola bulungi obutamuswaza era nasobola okufuna scholarship n'ensoma ne masters.
Ffe twafiiriddwa ng'ekika. Omwana waffe yatugenzeeko. Gavumenti naye yafiiriddwa. Ate ne family yamuwasa twamukwasa naye yafiiriddwa. Kubanga abadde muntu atasangasangika. Komuhangi oyo muntu abadde agatta abantu bonna. Y'omuntu abadde asonda amagezi buli omu n'amusonderako. Ate bw'atuuka ku ludda lw'abakyala ne kiyitirira. Komuhangi ye muntu atabadde na ntalo.
Former Entebbe Municipality MP Mary Tumusime announced that the funeral service would take place at All Saints Cathedral in Nakasero, with burial scheduled for Tuesday in Lucy Village, Nakasongola, Nigeria.
We shall miss her as a country. Even the place she represented, I'm sure, got lots and lots of benefits from her leadership. We thank God for who she was, and we know that she has left a legacy which should be emulated by other legislators, because Margaret was special to all her colleagues. You know, it is a tough time for the husband and his family. We want to condole with them and to ask the Lord to strengthen them during this difficult time. We believe that where she has gone to a better place. But we would also like to thank His Excellency the President for always being there for his people, for his leaders. Even when we leave office, he has always given a helping hand.
May her soul rest in eternal peace. Dr. Safina Mosene, Commissioner for Health, Education and Training, has urged communities and leaders to support Kisoro Institute of Health Services, affiliated with Metropolitan University, to foster a better learning environment. During the institute's inauguration, Dr. Mosene emphasized the need for collective efforts to promote health education for a healthier and prosperous nation. These are the details.
Kisoro Institute of Health Services has been inaugurated with a call of supporting the institute.
This private institution is a testimony to our commitment to collaborate with private organizations and individuals through public-private partnership to expand quality health training to the community. This will help us to equip students with the necessary competences and skills, attitudes and knowledge, and building a resilient healthcare system capable of meeting the local and international health needs.
The occasion was graced with a number of dignitaries, including Gisoro Woman MP Honorable Grace Ngabirana Kifeza, calling for an exemplified service.
The treatment we get from nurses needs to be improved. So our graduates, I want that to come on you. That there has to be that empathy. That by the time someone comes to hospital, home has failed to do. When they come to you, they are coming for quality treatment. They are coming for comfort, because comfort is part of what heals a human being.
Appreciated on behalf of the President to be adding a block on the health sector. We have challenges of service delivery, education, health, security, everywhere. But with this testimony of the working environment, I've been interacting with this. I didn't know that you are coming from here. I usually go to the hospital, and I've been finding them cleaning. Have you ever seen me at the hospital? So I didn't know. So we have the products.
Principal Gisoro Institute of Health Services Athonet Baginayabo pledged the institute's dedication to equipping students with skills to tackle modern healthcare challenges.
Institute of Health Sciences, we are committed to fostering these qualities in our students. Our state of the art that our graduates are equipped with to meet the challenges of modern healthcare environment.
Chairperson Abel Bizimana praised Dr. Philemon Mateke for supporting education and improving lives.
To Dr. Philemon Mateke, as soon as you say you come from Kisoro, you will say Dr. Philemon Mateke. Because he once blessed the whole country with planting. You know, Dr. Philemon Mateke is a planter. He planted primary schools.
We are teaching people on how to eradicate poverty through mindset change ideology. And also we are encouraging people to embrace love and unity. When you don't have love and unity, when you don't have passion for your community, you can't serve people. But when you have love, you can take care for community members, especially our nurses, doctors, and other health workers. We need you to be with love and passion. Because when you have love, you will take care for patients, you will take care for community, you will sensitize people about health.
The Lendu ethnic community in Uganda has appealed to government to recognize them as a cultural institution, seeking the same privileges as other kingdoms. This plea was made during the launch of the History of the Lendu People, a research project by Dr. Agatha Alidri of Gulu University. The Lendu people are advocating for cultural recognition, hoping to benefit from the 1995 Ugandan Constitution, which acknowledges cultural institutions.
This is reality. Exclusion and oppression. We have been treated as invisible, and our voices silenced, and our stories untold. But today, we want to reclaim our narratives. I think when we went to Rakitura, they talked about 4 acres project, and we all came back. So we wanted to begin to implement what we saw from Rakitura and what we heard, what the president told us. Unfortunately, we could not do that because we look around, we could not access the 4 acres land.
Museveni for revamping cultural institutions. In 1966, when cultural institutions were abolished, it then meant that even our culture, our history was already disrupted. Even when I began the studies, people were asking me, what are you talking about? We have never heard about the name Lendu. Then I refer them to the Constitution. But by the end of it all, this research emerged to be one of the best researches. Ndrupa were the first inhabitants of the West Nile region, followed by the Kebu, the Lugbara, and the Alur. That's according to oral traditions in the 4 ethnic communities. They were also the first arrivals in part of northern Uganda, Acholi land. And that's why when you go to Gulu, there's a place called Chere Leni. Unfortunately, and this history of social exclusion and marginalization has its roots in colonialism.
True, we have Chereleno. For us, we don't have D, we say Chereleno. We have a big market there. Because we receive a lot of people in our office, and more especially cultural institutions, who are fighting for recognition. They bring letters to our office to take to the president, and believe you me, if you don't know how to defend some of these write-ups, then you will never present their case once you are called from the center. But now, I'm waiting for the cable. For the Lendo, I think it is done.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You will now enter the draw to win school fees.
This is so much smoke. How you doing? My friends told me about an affordable solution. They're called Greenergy BioStove. Very clean and very safe. Let me call them right away. Go, go, go.
Wow, can you believe these beans are ready in just 45 minutes?
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UCOSAF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCOSAF is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Welcome back, and it's now time for business. Now, at least one medium or large-scale farm is being proposed for establishment in each of the 4 traditional regions of Uganda. The recently appointed Chancellor of Makerere University, Dr. Crispas Kiyonga, says that such farms will act as partners for outreaches for students to study and work there. This, Kiyonga emphasized shortly after graduating over 13,000 professionals, including agriculturalists whose potential he wants to see beyond the university.
Where do they go beyond just wearing these gowns on graduation day?
Help me be an asset in the country.
In the wake of increasing scarcity of jobs, how can they be helped to better their lives and the progress of the country?
In the digital media age, where information is most times full of misinformation and disinformation.
The Chancellor of Makerere University, Dr. Crispas Kiyonga, has an idea he floated during the 75th graduation of Makerere University.
50% of our arable land is idle. That would not be a problem, but the problem arises that side by side, 50% of arable land, we have varying degrees of food insecurity across the country.
The emphasis is on agriculture and to bring on board all professionals, those specialized in specific disciplines, including agriculture at all levels of education in Uganda and beyond.
You've heard President Museveni talking a lot about integration of Africa, integration of Eastern Africa, trade, infrastructure, etc. But we also need to come in with the intellectual side of integration, This week, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nawangwe, signed an MOU with the Vice Chancellor of the University of Southern Africa, which was excellent. But I did appeal to them, both our Vice Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor from the University of Southern Africa, that this should be a beginning of a journey, should be the beginning of a journey where more and more universities in Africa work together.
This kind of collaboration, Dr. Kionga wants it nationalized. The motive is to impart agricultural knowledge into students, irrespective of their course disciplines. And this is the reason why he is proposing establishment of regional farms in Uganda.
This could be a farm of crops, could be a farm of animals, but we want to have one farm in each region. The traditional regions, northern Uganda, western Uganda, Uganda, and eastern. We shall use that partnership with that particular farm to do outreaches. The students will go to this farm and work at that farm for some time. When they are working at that farm, they will also reach out to the surrounding small farms, the communities, and contribute to extending knowledge, extending agricultural knowledge to the people who live around that farm.
Kionga, himself a farmer, wants to see more research in agriculture. The more reason he intends to engage PhD finalists.
Where are they going? I'm not yet aware. These are rare resources. They have researched, in some cases, very relevant issues. I saw 3 or 4 PhDs researching in sweet potatoes. I don't know what their researchers are talking about sweet potatoes. But I also want researchers to solve what I may call structural issues. Why are we food insecure despite having arable land? Why is there such high level of malnutrition in the country despite having arable land? Maybe our traditional production system may have a problem.
In the just concluded 75th Makerere University graduation, a total of 13,660 students were awarded, including agriculturalists. These ranged from PhD through to masters, bachelors, and some diplomas. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
Welcome back, and now in the world of sports, reigning StarTime Uganda Premier League champions Sports Club Villa last evening had the opportunity to show off their trophy to their biggest supporter and club title sponsor Feng Wang, the president of Linglong Tyres. This was during the club's half-season celebrations held at the Mandela Sports Arena in the industrial area.
Sports Club Villa presented the trophy to their title sponsor, Linglong Tyres president, at the Mandela Sports Arena industrial area. SC Villa won the trophy and title last season after topping the StarTimes Premier League with 57 points at the end of the season. The 17th club title is extra special to the club. SC Villa became the first club to have won the Uganda Premier League title the most times.
Thank you, all the fans. Your support is the biggest power to support our team.
The club is one of 3 sports entities supported by Ling Long Tyres, the others being Real Madrid and Chelsea Football Club.
When Ling Long Tyre came on board as our sponsor, we were in pursuit of a long-awaited dream to reclaim our place at the top of Ugandan football. With your support, that dream became a reality. We have a very young team that we are developing and would like to build to a lot more greatness. So as we look ahead, our mission remains clear: to raise the standards of Ugandan football, to develop the young talent, and to ensure that Sports Club Villa remains a force to reckon with, both locally and internationally. We deeply appreciate your presence here today, and we hope this visit strengthens our bond even further. To our players, staff and fans, let us honor this partnership by giving our best in every game, upholding the values of hard work, discipline and excellence. Together we will continue to write the new chapters of success in the history of Sports Club Villa.
The defending champions concluded the first round of the 2024-2025 Star Times Uganda Premier League, seated 8th on the 16-man table with 20 points from 15 games played, 5 wins, 5 draws and 5 losses.
We are so honored that out of the so many clubs that we have in Africa, you chose SC Villa.
Sponsoring Sports Club Villa, we managed to win the trophy last year, which you see here. And I'm sure in the future we are going to win more trophies.
So as players, we promise dedication and hard work to present more glory and success to the mighty SC Villa.
The club is targeting top 5 as requested by their title sponsor, Ling Long Tyres President Feng Wang. Mashamiro Victor and Grace Joyce Kemigisha for UBC News.
That brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. From behind the scenes, we do encourage you to register for voting. I mean, it's a responsibility all of us hold. So you can never blame the outcomes if you never took part in the process. Otherwise, good night and have yourselves a lovely week.
UBC, inspiring